Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons 17. I am joined by the usual duo of delicious looking gentlemen. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And of course, look us up at Country Air Official for Facebook and Instagram, or Country Air Brand for Country Air. And I'll pass it out to the senior official.
What's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at PerchXLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How are the breakfast?
Waffles. An awful lot of waffles this weekend, and lots of waffles. IHOP were pretty good. I'll tell you what really hit the spot was a hotel waffle maker. Maybe the first one I've seen since the world changed. Seen some pancake makers, but a legit waffle iron with the pour it in, flip it upside down. One of the best waffles I've had in quite some time. Also, I gave the recommendation, while eating some brunch at the brunch show, the recommendation of Stacks. I know we've talked about it here on the podcast from Wonderful Excursions. I recommended it to a few people, and they came back saying best breakfast and waffles they've had. So, yeah, shout out to Stacks Waffles. Someone had it.
Still on the list. Got to try that.
They took our breakfast, the pod's breakfast recommendation right there. The stores.
We are well traveled when it comes to breakfast. I believe I had some waffles myself this week that were very good. I at least remember ordering some. I don't remember eating them. Like I said, long weekend, very tiring. Still trying to catch up on sleep. I can remember ordering waffles at some point, but don't remember eating them. What about you, Zach?
Unfortunately, none of the breakfasts. I don't know, not really much of a breakfast guy, I guess. I like it when it's nice when you get it, but I don't always get it. So
I feel you. I did have me I know I had a sausage sandwich, and that also hit the spot at some point this weekend. Yeah, breakfast was it. And what else hits? That banger of the week. Perch, let them know.
Ooh, a banger of the week. Oh, man. This week, a great one. Lots of good tunes. Heard a lot of great songs throughout. One tune that hit, but it's already a banger of the week, and it's a good one. But it's on the list, so I had to cancel it out and couldn't pick it. But this week's banger of the week is one that I've been jamming to the past maybe 2 days. A great song. The band is out there, very out there. Some people like them, some don't. Good music, but some stuff that I, we'll skip over. But they definitely have some good jams and good bangers and good music. The song is called "Simple" by Fish. Really good song. For Fish, just a good rock band and a good jam band. This song isn't too crazy and it's not too out there. A good introduction, and just like the song implies, simple. It's one that puts a smile on the face. Good music, nothing too complicated. Just roll the windows down and jamming that song in the weekend here. It's been nice out, and yeah, that one hit the spot.
I've never really listened to Fish, and despite all my friends having Fish posters in their dorm rooms at one point, never got into Fish. But this one, I shall take your word. You haven't steered me wrong yet, Perch.
Yeah, and it's worth it for the banger of the week at least.
Yes.
It makes the playlist, and it's definitely on there. Yeah, like I said, some people like them, some don't. Definitely some stuff that I don't listen to or just skip over to get to a more heartfelt song. But yeah, this one damn good. This one hits the spot.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get to our topics, and let's see. Hey guys, what did you have a chance to watch this week? I'll start. Of course, watch that lead up to the All Out pay-per-view, or was able to watch some Dynamite. Watched it on the way to our shows this upcoming week. Saw a little bit of Rampage, but most importantly, there were a bunch of pay-per-views over the weekend. I did get to watch some of Clash at the Castle. That main event was good. I've heard how awesome the Gunther and Sheamus match was. I think we all knew that was going to be good. I still have not watched that, but I'm super excited for it. Worlds Collide, Ricochet and Carmelo tore it down, of course. The double cross body spot doesn't make sense, but I don't care. It looked awesome. And then, yeah, I sat through all 5 hours of All Out. Some things that stood out for me, of course, was that Eddie Kingston and Ishii match. It was just probably, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite matches in New Japan is Ryo Lee versus versus Takahashi from Dominion like 2-3 years ago, which is a very similar beginning of them just chopping each other for like the first 5 minutes. They took their time, started off slow. The crowd wasn't really into it, but once they realized what type of match this was going to be, they were completely behind it. All the tag matches were good. Those were probably, I think, all three of them were a match of the night. The two trios matches, and of course, Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. I mean, really, the whole night, so many good falsies. So many times, I think, as you're watching that, you're not sure who was going to win. There were some really good ones. Obviously, the main event had the tease of the squash again, and yeah, it's like I felt like the temperature in me drop when he hit that first GTS in like the first 2 minutes. Um, the in the Acclaim versus Swerve in Our Glory match, the freaking like Samoan pop over, Swerve hits the trouble, Keith hits the roaring elbow, but they have been working Max's leg so he doesn't land on his feet when they pop him, so they both hit each other. Like, amazing storytelling, amazing falsy. K Dot was watching that one with me, and she bit hard. We both bit hard on that one. The four-way women's match, I thought Hayter had it right before Britt pulled the ref, and especially that them coming after that tag match, which was hard to follow, and the crowd was a little probably tired and sad at the beginning of it, but they brought the crowd back into it, and that falsy was another really good one. It was just really good stuff all night. But yeah, this podcast is dominated by some tag team wrestlers, so I got to give the credit to all those tag matches. I really enjoyed it. What else did I watch? Oh, freaking! It was awesome to see Motor City Machine Guns make their AEW debut and see them do what they're so good at. Usually, they're faces, but they are great heels and they played their part well. Awesome moment with Dax's daughter at the end there. But yeah, just great weekend of pay-per-view wrestling. Did see a bit of Raw last night. That match with Owens and Theory was awesome. I think it's just great to see the wrestling in WWE get a lot more time. So just really excited about that. Cage match, Bobby Lashley and Miz with Dexter Loomis coming out was perfectly timed and great meme material. Tell that I guess since H is chief content creator, you can definitely see that there's a change in presentation and a lot of things. I did notice like some new graphics and stuff, so it seems like we're really jumping into the Triple H era, and I'm really excited to see where it's going. I'm gonna just go down the line because that'll be easier. Perch, what did you watch?
Man, that lead up to All Out where Moxley came out, hit that promo. I didn't know who was going to pick that contract up. I was like, dude, is it going to be someone from New Japan? Is it going to be someone from here? And out comes Ace Steel. Oh, that was cool. Like him, definitely a dude who has come up in the Midwest and a hard nosed pro wrestler. And so he picked it up. And well, we'll see where this goes. But when he hit that promo with CM Punk right in the center of that ring and he fired him the F up, that was sweet.
Yep, Ace
That moment
Steel
really
was
got
definitely the one to get me into this match
me.
on
Yeah.
Sunday. He was the one that got me excited for it.
He took Punk from he came out with a hoodie, all, reclusive, to slapping him in the face, dropping him MFer, and firing him the hell up. The next thing you know, he's out in the stands with his, coat off, repping a Chicago this, Chicago that, and people going nuts. Awesome moment. Really cool to see. And that just meant that it was going to be a tougher matchup for Moxley on the pay-per-view. And ended up getting the chance to see the pay-per-view live this weekend. It was a last-minute invite and totally down solely off of that main event alone. I was like, yeah, I'll take any chance I can and check out that match. So ended up getting there and taking it all in. Walked in right at the Eddie Kingston Ishii match. Just unbelievable. What a great hard hitting match to walk into and to be introed to the arena. Really cool. The set and lights and the whole production was amazing. Eddie and Ishii, good old fashioned pro wrestling and hard hitting. Yeah, those tag team matches were crazy. The acclaimed against Swerve and and Keith Lee. That stadium, took over so many times, and not knowing what direction it was going to go, they were really leaning into play it heels at one point for Swerve and Keith Lee, and it was working with the crowd. Really cool match. Really enjoyed the Danielson Jericho match. Holy smokes! Yeah, those guys are putting on, and by the end of it, Jericho hits that dirty, dirty move and gets the win. And I was ecstatic. I enjoyed it so thoroughly. I love it. You can have a match go any which way, and it can, you can figure out at the end what direction it'll go. And Jericho took advantage and took it. But the way the night was lining up made me feel like imminent doom for the main event. I did not feel confident in our guy Moxley going up there, but still cheered loud as I could and gave it everything I had. Awesome entrances between CM Punk and Moxley. Great match. And the moment he hit him with that second GTS, and he just lays on top of Punk, and they're both sitting there, just like still life art. And that crowd, it took him a 1, 2, and they started roaring because we all knew what was about to happen.
Yeah, once he gave that look, it's like,
And sure enough, hoist up Moxley one more time and hits him with the go-to sleep. First time I'd ever seen Moxley get pinned as clean as it was. Win, lose. I've seen people can lose any which way you want. It makes no difference. But to me, as a fan, that was like going to a Packer playoff game, and you know, you know, the deck stacked against you, but you still feel confident in your abilities to go out there and win as a team or as a Moxley as champion. But you get beat by the best in the world, the best in Chicago, and yeah, I was still deflated. So I wouldn't like to talk about wrestling anymore, guys. So no, I'm still talking, but yeah, as a fan, I'm still kind of kicking my feet around, getting over that loss. So yeah, pulling for the best of Mox, and he'll be back up again. Just like when the Packers are rolling, life is good. When Mox is champ, it's like life is good. Just like pro sports. So yeah, my hands are in my pocket, and I feel like CM Punk when he came out for that one promo, it just kind of I need Ace Steel to slap me in the face, fire me up. But yeah, great wrestling all around. Great weekend, and yeah, love to see where it coming out of here, where Moxley goes, because he doesn't need to be champ to be a mega star, which is all right. But yeah, just to see him get done dirty.
Yeah.
But that's pro wrestling. That's why we love it. Makes me hate CM Punk.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate him. Ooh, I hate him so
Yeah.
much.
Like I said, I don't have the nostalgia for Punk, so yeah, I'm Mox guy. Punk has not been my pick in any of his matchups since he's come back. So yeah, right now he is probably my top heel.
Isn't it so fun to even just say that? Just I hate that guy. No, I don't want to see him win. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
no,
no
he,
more than just simple who he is as a pro wrestler.
yeah,
Nothing to do with anything this or that or backstage or nope, just pure pro wrestling world.
yeah.
I don't like that guy because he beat my guy.
Yep, he's beat my guys. So
And he talks
yeah,
trash too in the ring.
yeah. Zach, what did you watch?
I watched Dynamite. Again, we all talked about. You guys kind of touched it. Like the whole story was who was going to wrestle Mox at All Out, and there's a guy who was pretty much like on the same boat as you guys. I wasn't really interested in Punk versus Moxley too at first, but Ace Steel dropping the F bomb on TV, hyping him up, definitely got me intrigued again. Made me like bigger fight feel until like how you said the first couple minutes when you thought, wait, this Punk about to squash him, we're about to get like a 3. Because I thought if he squashed him, we were definitely going a third round.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
no,
Mox wasn't getting squashed. There was one thing that was certain that night. Moxley was
you had
kicking out.
complete faith. I was
Oh,
worried.
get out of here.
I bet.
No way. Taking a GTS right away. And no. One thing is for certain. Mox is fighting this match.
No, Zach, this does prove our statements at the Jonathan Gresham seminar of why you don't just go for your finisher off the back.
Exactly. Yeah. They kick out.
Yep, they kick out. You got to weaken them, got to soften them up.
Yep. Defense.
Mm-hmm.
That made me feel proud when Jonathan Gresham told us that was the most intelligent answer he's ever heard.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, what else? Obviously, Swerve and Our Glory and the Acclaim, I think, stole the show. So many great falsies. So many times I really thought the Acclaim were going to take the belts. They're so freaking over. Dude, commentary was on point this weekend too, like putting over stories. Like when the Acclaim came out, they're like the Acclaim are a homegrown AEW tag team. Like they could be the first homegrown tag team to win the belts. And I was like, oh damn, like I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they had never tagged before AEW.
Yeah, it's
Because I know they're
how
kind of from the same area. I had figured that they had like once or twice, you know.
yeah, and so that was like super cool to hear. Speaking of commentary, like Sheamus versus Gunther, man, talk about men slapping meat. Like that was hard hitting, and I never knew that Sheamus never won the Intercontinental title. But no, that was a great match. We talked about Ishii and Kingston. I was texting Doc. I'm like, "Are you watching this?" And Doc's like, "Yeah." And it was like 5 minutes of just chopping the shit out of each other. And I was like, I have no complaints that they just go to the finish from there. Like it was super hot.
Yeah, it had me.
And then Ishii's chest was just busted.
Mm.
But what else? I'm pretty sure a lot of people watched it. Braun Strowman's back now on Raw and erupting tag team action. But
yeah, wasn't a fan. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that specific part of it.
yeah, just destroying like 8 guys.
Yeah.
What about? I think no one brought it up, but definitely something that WWE's been teasing, everyone's wanting. Dominic Mysterio is finally turning on Ray.
Yeah, yeah, I did see that actually. Yeah, I did watch that match. Ooh, hell
Low
yeah, he looks
blowing.
good. He looks good.
Yeah, definitely. Like it looks. He definitely. I think he definitely needed to like get out of the Ray shadow.
Yeah. So
And
I hope the best for him with this change. I like the look. I know some people have made fun of it. I like the look.
I mean, I get why everyone makes fun of it. It's a slick back, all black, but it is what it is.
Yep.
I like the fact that Rhea Ripley is playing into the memes about her and her thighs on him, and like saying like I'm his poppy now, and like just owning into it. I like everything Rhea Ripley's doing.
Yeah, she's great.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like I watched all the pay per view. I watched all the pay per views. I watched pretty much everything you guys talked about. Watched Rampage. Was happy to see Motor City Machine Guns come out. Um, I will say, like, would love to see them go just 2-on-2 with FTR on AEW.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
why I
one
was
thing.
kind of hoping that like I don't know, like maybe they pin Wardlow and they get shots at the titles. It would
Yeah, I
keep that
mean,
match.
I was hoping they'd win just to like set up something, but I just feel like when I saw the whole coming out with the Brad shirt, it kind of an 8-year-old girl come out. I was like, well, it was my hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna hit their finisher on this little girl too, a lethal injection on the 8-year-old. She probably take it better than a lot of people too.
Yeah, she probably would know knowing her father.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely like a good weekend of wrestling. Had a lot of people had some family over Sunday for the AEW pay per view, and me and Doc were playing a fun game of predictions. Me and him did horrible compared to Jack and Luke, but it is what it is.
Well, I chose with my heart, not with my brain.
Oh yeah, I chose some brain, some heart. MJF back. Let's start like
Yeah,
pretty
we didn't
sure,
talk about that.
dude. When they like bum rushed the whole when they bum rushed the whole ring and all that, I was like, oh hell yeah, Stokely's whole plan like finally has a payoff.
Yeah, because I was 100% not thinking that was going nowhere.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I'm like, what's up with all these business cards? He just keeps passing them out. All right, cool. I had no idea what was going on, but when he saw it actually come in fruition and him take the chip down, it was awesome.
Yeah, because
And then
people did have those questions. What happened to Lee Moriarty? What happened
dude,
to so and so?
Lee
Oh,
Moriarty looks fresh with that green hair.
yeah, that surprised me.
I was like, damn, that green hair looks kind of cool. And then other fresh gear real quick. Daniel Bryanson's gear was on point.
Yes, his was very good.
But yeah, that's what I did. Watched a lot of the wrestlings, watched how fresh everyone looked. Uh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um, so let's stop talking about the wrestling we watched and talk about the wrestling we did. Why don't we start? Uh,
Yes, sir. So Thursday, we unfortunately sometimes your card doesn't get pulled, but we were there at AAW helping with the setup, helping with the teardown, watching a lot of amazing wrestling happen. Watching the AAW tag division kind of blow up a little bit more. We had Aussie Open in the house. Zach Wentz tagging with them against Manders and the AAW tag champions. Anytime the tag belts are there, me and Doc are watching those matches. So
yep.
what else?
That was a good one.
Um
All the open are awesome.
oh yeah, definitely like a great tag team. And they got the New Japan Pro Strong belts, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then after AAW we went home. We slept. Doc, what'd you do Friday?
Friday, I was at Black Wrestlers Matter. It was Black Wrestlers Matter. The Blackout is the title of the show. Also at Logan Square Auditorium. Awesome night of wrestling. I was in the For the Culture Royal for the second time, and unfortunately for the second time, I did not win it. But I did scare the hell out of Martin a couple times. I'm sure some people have seen the bump. So yeah, took a line, uh, took a DVD to the outside. So it was a fun day. But awesome night of wrestling. First match, Kitty Alfonso and Devin Monroe freaking killed it. Had the crowd in uproar. Shaq Jordan versus Ewok was another good one. Obviously, the main event, JDX versus Jossie, was as good as expected. Awesome finish, and we have a new champion in JDX. Fun night, awesome night. Can't wait for the next one. What about you, Zach? Where were you on Friday?
Friday night, I did the Sheboygan Fair. Definitely a very fun fair show. I think it was our first time being there, at least my first time being there. Shows I took on Ragnar, the Ruthless. First time going against Ragnar. Introduced him what country strong style was. I guess he wasn't as familiar. Doc beat it into him a couple of times before, and I wanted to show him that country strong style goes across the board. Finished it with an elbow drop off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Got the victory. Didn't win the battle royal though. I don't know, man. Yeti Henderson's on a roll. He said that was like his 8th battle royal championship. So he's got more than me.
Where you at, Armando?
I know Armando has 5. I don't know. I think I have like 3. So these guys out here just killing it. But yeah, and then the fair show, yeah, was super fun. I had the first time ever while I was getting illegally choked on the ropes. Not a big deal. Jerry just needs to learn how to count to 5. Reaching out to the fans. I had a little kid actually come and grab my hand and try to help pull me off the rope. So that was the first time ever.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
that kid was super into this. Those kids were super into the match. So yeah, it was like that was a really cool feeling. I've never had like a kid reach up and like grab to try to save me. So super cool.
Get that baby face sympathy.
Also, I'm like rewatching Raw right now. I'm rewatching that 4-man tag. I'm very confused about how Angel Garza tagged in Kofi Kingston, and they're both like now it's Kofi and Xavier, both the legal men. But anyway, what else? So Saturday, where'd we go? We went to like a multi-man match where we couldn't tag our own partners.
Yeah, where we did something exactly like that, actually.
Oh yeah. We found ourselves in a triple threat elimination tag match. The rules were for the first set before someone gets eliminated, you're only allowed to tag in an opponent. You can't tag in your own partner. Once a tag's eliminated, it goes to a regular tag match till we find a winner. Doc and I thought we were doing pretty successful, showing off some great tag team skill that we've been learning down in a certain dojo.
We were doing fine with tag skill we learned at a den, as a matter of fact. Not a dojo. Country boys were up, but unfortunately, Jack Spade had to stick his nose in our business.
I wouldn't say that. He wanted us to come to the den, come to the dojo. He wanted to show us some things that we could have used in the match.
We were having the match and we were winning.
It is what it is. The goal is to become 3-peat tag champs at Zawa. Who I think why not learn from the tag champs?
No. So yes, unfortunately, I took a double choke slam while Zach went to go practice in the ring truck.
All right, but let me ask you something. When you got tossed into that post, what happened to you?
Yes, that was awesome. Zach did catch me.
Doc got freaking bulleted to a post. And with the dojo, I came out, caught him with one arm in the air.
Yes, that was cool. That was dope.
Made sure Doc didn't get hurt.
Thank you for that one.
Dojo 101. Watch out for one another.
Yes, would have been nice to watch out for me on that double choke slam. But yes, unfortunately, we did not win. We will be back. We are still on the hunt to get those tag titles. We have to fight and claw our way back up. We shall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Sunday was a bunch of being lazy, watching pay-per-views, and just enjoying like 2 days off.
Yep. Yep. Just relax. Slept a lot and have continued to sleep. Perch. How was your week?
And it was phenomenal. Unbelievable pro wrestling weekend in Chicago, kicking things off on Thursday for AAW. Talk about a great time. Ended up starting off the night with a three-way tag on AAW Live. With Axel Rico was in there, and Big Solomon Tupu, and yeah, wild match, fun to watch. Those guys, especially on these live, but I love working AAW Alive. Always a fun time. It's the show before the show, so it's gets you ready, gets you into it. Just like ICW, the Milwaukee shows at La Pica, we would always work the show, and then the whole other show would take place afterwards,
Yeah.
and we'd have our business done by then and enjoy it, learn it, and just so much fun, and love getting a chance to go in and learn with it. Next match I had was Silas Young against Mike Bennett. Great match, hard hitting. Last real man, Silas Young, coming out, still rolling his wrists with tape during his entrance song, as if he was just outside smoking a grit, hitting his wrist tape. Someone said, "Hey, your music's playing." He said, I'm gonna finish this cig first." It's just a classic pro wrestler, and love it. A great match between those guys and Mike Bennett, getting a help from Maria Kanellis out there. So that was very cool to see. Great match. Ended up having Davey Vega against Ace Austin for the Heritage title. And Davey Vega is the new champion. And there may have been shenanigans, but I didn't see it. But he did have about 3 guys out there. So I was busy with the managers. And one thing led to another. Johnny Bravo got punched out. I did see that. Well, he had no business being in that ring, and he paid the consequences for it. Yeah, and Vega ends up being the winner. Davey Richards against Rich Swann.
Woo!
No
That
stranger
was good.
on this podcast to the effects that Rich Swann has, and,
Yeah.
and that ability, that aura. That last time when he came in that 3-way tag match, a 6-man tag match with ACH and Josh C as his partners, man, that Bourbon Street was electric.
Yeah.
One of the most fun moments I've ever been a part of. Literally.
Oh, a very rare Davy Richards dancing. That's how.
Yeah, so then this time around, last time I got to take it all in. I was keeping the heels back. This time around, Rich found himself in a one-on-one matchup, standing across the ring from Davey Richards. Richards has had a bangers in that ring, in that arena. Last time I remember, he was taking on Daniel Garcia at Logan Square. Remember it well. So a guy who's in there straight up pro wrestling, and Rich Swann comes out with the most infectious entrance with All Night Long playing. Well, he had the glasses on, put the glasses on me, and led to the classic. We've all seen it before. Anyone listening to this podcast has seen us coming up in the biz, and we all know what happens when someone puts the glasses on you. In my case, I play it off as if, nope, not going to do it. However, it wasn't going to be the case here. So ended up giving a little stupid, goofy, wild dance, and gave it everything I had. And Rich, it was really just for him to make that moment, and got to talk to him a few days afterwards, and kind of pick his brain on the moments and everything. And he said, "Perch, the moment I had you, I knew we were gonna get Davey.
Yeah.
Had nowhere else to go. So as we're in that moment, Davey Richards just kind of smiling, looking at everything, letting it play out, and just looking at the crowd, seeing how much fun they're having. He has me, check his wrist tape and check him before the match, and he and he does the little dance. It was quite funny. Just moved the arms, and
It's a wave,
so subtle, but it
but enough.
awesome moment. Check out the social medias to see that one. But yeah, pro wrestling transcends all cultures, and there's nothing like a sweet entrance. And yeah, Rich Swann, oh my God, that was phenomenal. I had visions in my mind of ACH dancing his butt off last time at Bourbon Street. So, like, well, I'm no ACH or Jossie, who was pretty damn good too. So I leaned into to what I had, and
Hell yeah,
it
it was
worked for me.
good.
But yeah, great match, hard hitting the entire time. As soon as that bell hit, it was on, like legitimate. Flip that switch, boom, right back into ref mode, wrestler mode. It was one of my favorite things about the business is the ability to flip that switch from whatever needs to be. If we're having fun, we're dancing here, bingo. As soon as we hit that switch, 0 to 60, right into to an intense pro wrestling match, and I love that. Main event that night was Matt Fitchett against Jake Something for the AAW heavyweight title. One thing led to another, and Jake Something is the brand new champion. Phenomenal match. Fitchett is a hard hitting champion. No quit in him, and he took the abuse, but he delivered it. Ultimately, I didn't get the victory here, but a
Lots
great.
of reversals and counters, as you would expect from two people who, basically been there together as long as I've known. Opponents
Mhm.
for a while.
Yeah, since we've started, those guys have been in some locker rooms that, when we were starting to venture out, they've been in some of the first out of state locker rooms. It's
Yep.
like a Glory Pro and other places. Yeah, just great guys. I love learning from that style, and cool to be in there with them. And great time seeing you guys too. And fun AAW show all around. Chuckster, lots of good representation from the Milwaukee, Joe Jet, Sierra, Manny and Chuko. Yeah, a lot of good people all around. And then after Thursday, plugged in to the Second City Summit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as GCW and Black Label Pro came to town. And that was Friday night, BLP and GCW. I had a fun show. I ended up having the opening match, which was a lucha tag team match, 3 versus 3. It was ASF, Laredo Kid, Gringo against Los Vipers and Drago Kid. Great match, great lucha action. We got to hit Suena La Campana to kick off the Second City Summit, which was very fun. And yeah, very fun match. Good lucha action stuff that I've never seen before. Much like a lot of stuff in pro wrestling, lucha libre is its own, and there's always something that amazes me. And Gringo hit this kind of a 180 off the ropes sunset bomb when the guy was on the mat. Something just incredible. I had to replay it 2-3 times just to see what happened, and still not quite sure what happened. Yeah, great maneuvers, great moves. And then the main event that night. So I had the bookend. First match was at 11 at night, and then the next match was at about 1:30 in the morning. So that could have been considered over 2 days. The next match was Team BLP against Team GCW. They needed an impartial referee for that one. There were GCW refs for the GCW matches. There were BLP refs for the BLP matches, and there was Perch for the lucha match for all in between. And importantly, the impartial referee for the team warfare. Someone who would call it right down the middle, not biased whatsoever. And yeah, that was great. Fun time. Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini, Levi, Big Josh Bishop for Team BLP. Um, the Bang Bros were out there too. Um, GCW had Cole Radrick, Nick Wayne, Christian, Tony Deppen, Jordan Oliver. Um, yeah, and a handful of other guys throughout the match too. Crash Jackson was in there. Just a great match. Good warfare the entire time. Team GCW um, picking up the win by the end of it. Great show. Very fun time. The next day, we had two shows. First one was the GCW Settlement Series. Show and tell was the theme. So each match had someone bringing out an item, and they had to kind of explain it a little bit. And yeah, some crazy items to say the least. Um, First match I had was Jay Vidal against um, JJ Garrett. Damn good match. Those guys put on. Anytime getting to work with Jay in particular, just a great character, great look, very charismatic, and a good heel as well. Um, I can't think of what other match I had that night. It'll come to me. But the Settlement Series was very fun. And then the night was the big War Games match. The Art of War pay-per-view, which was fun. Had the first match I had that night was Blake Christian against Alex Shelley. In a very cool setting, 2 rings, and a wild crowd. Those guys put on a nice technical match, solid all the way around. Cool to be a part of an Alex Shelley match on the run that he's been on over the past year in particular, working everywhere for every company. And to be able to work with him in Detroit a few months ago, and then again here in Chicago, to really kind of understand the way he puts matches together, and you know what the fans get. It's the real deal. Full, authentic pro wrestler. So very cool match. I really enjoyed it. And then the wild War Games match. 2 rings, 1 cage, 5 teams of 2. Yeah, just crazy stuff. Briscoe brothers were defending their GCW tag titles that night. Effie and Allie and Manser and Justice, Los Masitos, Alex Colon, John Wayne Murdoch. Unbelievable warfare inside that ring. There's photos, there's video, there's footage. It was some crazy stuff. I had to repair some duct tape and towels, some bodies in the midst of the battle. You ever try, you get a roll of duct tape, and if you have no nails, it's tough to open, get the get the flap going. So try getting a roll of duct tape undone. Okay, now try getting a roll of duct tape undone with gloves. Try getting a roll of duct tape undone with gloves and blood inside a cage while someone's kicking the hell out of the guy you're trying to tape up. But we got it done, successful. And yeah, in the heat of the moment, perseverance will prevail. And yeah, as far as the referee goes, all about safety and handling business. And we were able to handle business. Ref Adam Galt, myself, inside that cage. Wild elimination style match. So a lot of pinfalls, and yeah, Cologne and John Wayne Murdoch are the new champions. It was pretty cool. The Settlement Series match main event that I had before came to me. It was Los Vipers and Drago Kid against Cole Radrick, and I can't think of his partners, but Team Cole. and he had the key, and they ended up winning. It was a good one. Tony Deppen in there and Shane Mercer. That was the team. So another team, GCW against a team, Lucha. So the Lucha team, almost like a tournament that I had. The GCW guys ended up winning. But yeah, the Wild War Games match was crazy, intense, a fun time to be a part of. Lots of good learning the entire time. And then the next day, Sunday, was Effie's Big Gay Brunch, and part of the ref crew for that one. But I ended up just being the walkie-talkie and handle stuff and back and everything there. So production, which was perfect after a long weekend. I got to see lots of fun Chicago fans and Wisconsin fans, and mixing and mingling with a lot of people. I got to put a lot of faces to people that I've met online or shared their photography. Just got to meet and celebrate pro wrestling with a whole bunch of people this weekend. It was so much fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this was a long, fun weekend. Like I said, I think we all talked. We were all looking forward to this weekend. Labor Day weekend is becoming a big wrestling weekend. Starting to feel like a mini WrestleMania type weekend at this point. Um, so let's move on to our topic of discussion today. Just had the Cowabunga collection released, which was a collection of all the old school Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups. Collections are a fun thing. One Up just dropped their Capcom Versus cabinet, which is all the Capcom Versus games up to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I asked the guys, what would you like to see as a collection in a similar vein released? I'll go first, and I'm going to take the low hanging fruit. That's why I'm going first. I want an Aki collection, which would be all of the N64 wrestling games. Your WCW Revenge, WCW versus NWO, WrestleMania 2000, um, No Mercy, and just for fun, of course, I'd have to add in Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York. If I can see that this is an impossible to license game. I can imagine all the lawyers involved. But if I had a dream collection, it would have to be the Aki collection with all those N64 games. Throw in those Def Jam games. And hey, you know what? They did the Ultimate Muscle video games too when they rebranded. So throw those in there. It's all the same engine, but those are some of the best wrestling games of all time. So if I'm gonna take the low hanging fruit, it's my it's I do the recording. I'll go first. So that's my pick. Perch, what would you?
I'm looking at about maybe a quarter to half of that collection right now. With Tuken Road in there too, that would be a gem for the collection. Maybe an annotated version with subtitles. If it were re-up.
N64 exclusive collection of wrestling games.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, for this one, I stick back with the go-to, and this is one that it may be a cheating answer, but I was born into it, and it was already provided for me. And it was the collection of Mario games. Like to this day, Super Mario All Stars collected on Super Nintendo.
Another All Stars collection with more. There's so many Mario games. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean that Super Mario All Stars. If you could give me one that has Super Mario World in it too, and give me Mario 64 in there as well, that's the only way you could really boost it up for me. And maybe some of the other ones that I'd play, but yeah, when Super Mario All Stars was a game, and um, part of these are the modern game collections when we were kids.
Yeah.
That game just wait, dude. You had every version you ever wanted. The original number 2 was tough. The lost levels, finding out later that they were lost for a reason because they were too tough for people to play. Um, but then Mario 3 is about as good of a video game as I've ever played in my life. With the tail, the frog, the boot, um, and that game was all reamped with modern graphics. Granted, mid '90s, early '90s, But when you play the Nintendo version versus the Super Nintendo version of Mario 3, man, the graphics are unbelievable with the colors and the blocks and the squares. You go to Big Land, and that's like an amusement park. Yeah, the collection of games on Super Mario All Stars, um, still to this day, holds up for me. It's like I can't think of anyone better. It trumps it all for me. Mario 2 as well, with the goofy platform to it, where you had to kind of go down those uh, little tubes, not tubes, but little vases. Um, it's just a different platform altogether. I think they nailed it. I could not come up with one better on my own. So it's a cop out answer, a cheating answer. But I was born into Super Mario All Stars, and I'll resign under Super Mario All Stars. And to satisfy the modern rules, we would definitely add 64 in there for sure, and Super Mario World too.
Awesome. Zach.
Yeah, I think I would have to go the Tony Hawk Pro Skater route.
Nothing wrong with that.
I remember just really loving. I played Thug 2 like all the time. I loved Team Tony Hawk versus Team Bam. Um, I'm just thinking of like those are always games I could just get like play for a long time. That or like I didn't want to copy Perch, but I also thought about Mario. But I was thinking more of like the Mario parties and Mario go karts.
Hey, those are fun too. Yeah, I could definitely go for like a Mario Kart collection.
Dude, Mario go kart. Dude, I loved Mario Party. Like when you had like you had to have a good group of people though. Like you couldn't. Mario Party was I. You always had to have four. Like I always feel like three or two was just lame to play Mario Party. Like if you didn't have
Yeah,
four,
you
like I
need
would
a
get
full group. Yeah.
yeah.
Although I never played it much. um, I also have a second one, and that would be a Final Fantasy Tactics collection. Tactics is my favorite of the Final Fantasies. I think I've played two of them. I haven't played the third one, but those are all fun, and those are some of my favorite tactical games. And if I had a dream collection, there would definitely be one of those as well. And also, I had just thought about it. I would want. I mean, it's simple, but I'd want the first two SmackDown games for PlayStation. Um, in a collection. Just those two.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Yep, just those two, and I'd be damn happy.
Casket match.
Yep. It had so many modes, so many matches. Those that was the thing. Like when it was the battle of the like PlayStation versus the N64 games and what they both brought, like that was peak video game time. Like two companies competing on, making a better game under the same property. It was just we'll probably never see something like that again. Um Ooh, this is a bit of a longer one. So why don't we talk about what we got coming up this week? Let's start with you, Perch.
This weekend is a nice light weekend in preparation for next week. But this weekend we've got Brew City Wrestling, September 10th, Saturday at the Elks Lodge in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Cannot wait. Fall Frenzy, love the fall time shows. Always a good time. A little chilly on the outside and nice and hot, packed on the inside. Gonna be a good time. Um, they're really looking forward to seeing the homies and the crew. Um, yeah, it'd be a fun time on Saturday in Waukesha. And then in lieu of maybe making the podcast next week, possibly not, we'll be out in the United Kingdom for the GCW tour out in Liverpool.
Hell
That's
yeah,
gonna be
brother.
that's gonna be next week. So I think about a week from today we'll be out there. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Don't know what to expect in the way of the lay of the land out there, but we will certainly have plenty of stories, photos, videos, and great tales to tell back on the podcast. So
Hell yeah.
really looking forward to the trip coming up.
Nice. Awesome, brother. Congratulations.
Wait,
Thank
where's the trip? I'm sorry, someone called in between them. The chat got muted.
He's going to England.
Oh
Yeah,
hell yeah!
going to Liverpool for Game Changer Wrestling. They've got 3 shows out there, maybe even more with TNT wrestling out there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking forward to being part of the crew on the invite, and yeah, gonna bang out some great pro wrestling across the seas. So from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, representing over in Europe. So we're proud to be repping.
Hell yeah,
Oh, yeah,
brother.
brother. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. And Zach, we'll be keeping it local in Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, it's one of those home game weekends.
Very
We
rare
go
for us.
Friday. I don't mind them back to back. I do like when we have a home game, they're piled up on the same weekends.
Yep.
Uh,
And especially
don't mind.
after this long weekend.
Don't mind. Don't get it twisted. The out of town shooters, we like to travel anywhere, but when you get 2 home games back to back, it's nice. And Friday, talking about home games, ICW. The place that made Country Air, Country Air. We just had a big match out in La Pica, got the W. I think all cylinders have been clicking lately. We talked about 3P earlier for Zawa Live, but we also want to become 3-time ICW Tag Team Champions. Our second reign wasn't as satisfying as our first. Left a sour taste in my mouth. Another same for Doc. Just wasn't as wasn't there. Marjax, we're coming for our belts.
Yes, sir. Awesome. And then Saturday, we will also be at home at Brew City Wrestling.
Bruce City Wrestling, we're coming back. Caribbeans are the Bruce City Wrestling Tag Team Champions. If they're men, why don't they just defend the belts to us now? I see that they have a match against Porn Stash and XTC. It's announced on the Facebook page. I'm gonna say the same thing as Stash and XTC. Whoever has the belts, we're coming for you. We said it from the beginning of this year. We are going to become the Bruce City Wrestling Tag Team Champions. It's the road to rise to honor, and we want to go to rise to honor as the Bruce City Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Yes, sir. And then I forgot this one because it got rescheduled, but Mondo Lucha will be at Taco Fest on Saturday morning as well. Think the early show is at 2, and I will be on that one. So promotes
Yeah.
Taco Fest. Taco Fest is always an awesome time.
Oh yeah, check out Doc doing the work as Team Turbo at Taco Fest, and then come check us out doing our thing at BCW.
Yep, I have no idea if it'll be a tag match or what, but yes, come on out. And with that, Zach, do you have any final thoughts or questions?
No, not really.
All right, Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, I was seeing some pictures that floating in from Great Muda over the weekend. Very intrigued to look and see more. I think he may have had a tag team match with Great Okan in there. It's almost like piecing together a puzzle, translate the photos and the images, but that's half the fun. So, yep, I think Muda had a match over the weekend, perhaps, and I'm looking forward to dissecting it. So, good to know that he's still out there and rocking it. The tour continues.
Hell yeah. Oops, sorry. And me, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this. Be sure to follow all of us on the social medias. Be sure to tell promotions to book us. Be sure if somehow we have fans over in England, you check out, GCW and get a load of Perch. And if you're staying home, come watch those out of town shooters make a house call. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.